Hey guys, Mike here, Replic Ones. I want to do a quick update on what's going on, where we are. So the system yesterday switched into Bitcoin. We were previously in Ethereum season, and now we're back in Bitcoin. All right. Well, you're probably going to see that when you get up this morning. And yeah, crypto as a whole, the entire sector is dropping, and let's talk about it. So first up, I think the system made the right choice. Clearly, Ethereum is dropping against Bitcoin, and as you know, the goal of the system is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. But looking at this chart right here, we're obviously trapped in a sideways range when it comes to Ethereum versus Bitcoin. It's kind of a touch and go here. There's definitely not a precise, clear trend, and it's been going on since May. This is a daily chart. So since May, we've been really treading water. And if we go over here to Bitcoin itself against the USD, let's go to Binance right here. So yeah, that starts to look quite interesting. As you can tell, we just actually touched support here. And I'm very much a price pattern guy. This indicator is really mostly used, these two SMAs, the 8 and the 20 are used for the system to kind of derive whether or not we're either staying in Bitcoin or in Ethereum. And for now, we're back in Bitcoin, but Ethereum is actually dropping faster than Bitcoin. Would you believe it? This was supposedly triggered by the news that there's new taxation coming. There's a whole new bill that has been introduced. I saw something last night on Zero Hedge, or was it on Reddit? And yeah, I think it was on Reddit, and a long write-up on Bitcoin being very, very tightly regulated, stablecoins being very sort of regulated, but also I think many will be prohibited. At least that's the plan. Again, always remember that introduction of a bill is always good for headlines. Once the sausage is being made, in Congress, who knows what comes out the other end. But no doubt that any U.S. regulations will have an impact on the market. And we might see some pain here. I don't know. Clearly, we don't know yet when this gets voted on. At least I don't know anything about that yet. Things like that take a while to work themselves through Congress, especially at the current time. But I mean, we don't really have to engage ourselves too much with politics or mental masturbation anyway. Pardon my French, because what we see here is that price is dropping, and that's all we care about. And for our purposes, a drop through 44 will probably lead to another retest of the 38 range here, probably. I mean, I think the odds are pretty good for that. So I just want you guys to be mentally prepared. Early warning here. This can happen based on what I'm seeing as a price pattern. On the upside, of course, if we end up, going up here. I thought I had some kind of draw tool installed, but it didn't work out as usual. So if we imagine a line here, if you bounce and then kind of, especially if you breach above 49 or 50, which is really the magic line, then we would be in very, very good shape, because that would be a really nice flow pattern. But so far we're kind of far away from that, and we should be prepared that we might go and go all the way down to here. As a whole, the entire sector seems to be dropping, of course. Let's zoom in here. The altcoins, here's some of the leading ones. We've been trading some of them. I think AVEX we were in. We were in, what else? Sol. Wow, Sol has really dropped. So Luna as well over the last few days. So the entire sector seems to be dragging down. As usual, no big surprise, because there's always high correlation. And I think it's probably good. I mean, if you're looking at these drops here, I'm very happy to be in Bitcoin season right now. A few are leading, but again, they're leading against Bitcoin. Had we picked those, yeah, fine. It's always very hard to define a threshold at which you would cut this off, at which you would basically say, okay, we're trading altcoins versus the the gold and silver version of crypto. And alert on Bitcoin, Ethereum Bitcoin crossing 0.06933. Okay, let's take a look at that actually. Let's go over here. So I'm glad we're not in Ethereum. Huh? All right. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like it dropped through this spike low here, and that's not positive. So I think a retest of 0.066 is almost guaranteed. Right? How does it look in terms of Ethereum USD? I mean, of course, deep inside we all care about it, what it does against the dollar. But again, our system is based on accumulating Bitcoin, not Ethereum or anything else. So here, this is an interesting chart because you can tell there's clearly where the support line here. And if we slide from here, yeah, could get ugly. Could get pretty ugly, especially in Ethereum. I think pretty confident to be in Bitcoin right now as opposed to that. I think there's a little bit more space to go here. And I think the support, there has been a lot of pushback. Okay. Yes, we know. Thank you. I've been a lot more pushback here. See, those are some very strong responses, those candles here. And we'll see what happens today. I think today and tomorrow will be important days to really determine, where we're going next. Back to what I was talking about. So, will you stop that? The altcoins here still leading against Bitcoin. So let me revise what I said previously, because I was misreading this. Yeah, of course, holding those right now will probably be more positive at least against Bitcoin, because these are Bitcoin crosses, right? But the entire sector is being dragged down, as you can tell. So our system does its best to to keep ourselves in safe harbors, doing drawdowns like these, and usually it keeps us either in Bitcoin or Ethereum, unless the system switches off altogether, which there's no indication it's going to do this at all right now, based on what I'm seeing over on Glassnode. Over here, I think that's actually Scott has drawn this. I haven't drawn this, but it makes complete sense to me. You can tell what he did here, and yeah, we just dropped through support. So I think Ethereum, if it drops back below and doesn't snap back, could get ugly. But so far, it looks like it's snapping back a little bit. Maybe it's just an attempt to scare the children. We shall see. All right. But yeah, well, might be a good time to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. So a good friend of mine is opening an account right now, so he's lucky. He gets to buy. He was about to buy at 50, and now he gets to buy at 43.8. So yeah, looks like we're gonna look at a correction here. Odds are very good. I'm never sugarcoating these things because it would be irresponsible. They're testing down here, and there's definitely a 50-50 chance we're dropping. We're dropping a lot lower, probably to 40 or something like that. So be prepared. But that's part and parcel, as we discussed. I think the writing was a little bit on the wall when we dropped. When we pushed to 52, we were all ready to pop the champagne, right? And then the next candle took us directly below these two SMAs here. I mean, they're more academic to me anyway, but it makes a statement, a candle like that. Yes, it snapped right back, and it looked very good from here, but then these news come out, and of course, it's a great takedown event, and the probably will not be missed. So we're looking a little bit more pain here this week. That's all I got. I mean, we could go through Glassnode and all the various indicators, but they're not going to give us much information on a short-term to medium-term level. Probably going to do an update like that a little bit later in probably early October, and kind of analyze the long-term trend. But for now, I think let's just stick with price and let the system do what it does. And this week it wants us in Bitcoin. So let's see what happens. All right, guys. Talk to you next time.